Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going over some old listings. I am fixing item descriptions and I'm fixing shipping policies. If you've been following this series, for some reason, eBay has decided to reincarnate a shipping policy that I deleted over a year ago and use it on my items. The priority flat rate bubble mailer I got rid of. As soon as Ground Advantage came out, I got rid of the priority flat rate bubble mailer because that actually skyrocketed price-wise. I think it's over $9 right now. With Ground Advantage, now that it goes up to 70 pounds, I can ship much cheaper than that. So I got rid of that policy when Ground Advantage came out, and for some reason, it's been reincarnated. It's not even in my business policies. I don't know where they're getting this from. It came back to bite me several times because I no longer have priority flat rate bubble mailers, so I had to ship them priority, and it became very expensive. I had to ship several items priority because the buyer picked priority, but I do not have priority bubble rate, so I had to ship those items, and by doing that, I was spending double, if not triple, what I was getting from the item on that. To put into perspective, I had to ship a very heavy item. I want to say it was close to 16 pounds, where in a flat rate bubble mailer, it would have been $9, ended up being almost $17. Because I had to go priority. If I could have done Ground Advantage on it because how small it was, even though it weighed a lot, its cubic size was small, I calculated it'd be around $8. So came back to bite me. And I was like, that policy shouldn't exist. I got rid of it. I went to my business policies. It is not in my business policies. It is not in my shipping policies. It is nowhere in existence. Except for in some of my listings. And it is in some of my older listings. And I'm having to go back. As you can see there, it was in the 111 listings. I don't even know I'm not even 100% sure they still make flat rate bubble mailers to get from the post office. So, that has been my goal recently, is going through and getting rid of flat rate bubble mailers, and changing it to Ground Advantage. Ground Advantage is just cheaper. Priority gets there faster, but honestly, lately, I have not seen a huge difference in priority and ground rate. It may be 1 or 2 days, but most customers don't care about 1 or 2 days if they can save $10 because money is what talks right now. So going back through and doing that, and I encourage people to go and check their listings to make sure that reincarnated business policies aren't coming back. It's not even, I guess what made me the most agitated about this, I'm not even going to say angry because angry is kind of strong. What made me the most agitated about this whole situation is I could not bulk fix them because it doesn't exist in my business policies. Whereas before you can go in and bulk fix. So you would check that business policy, you'd select it, and you would say, change it to this, and you would go in and you would change all that, which is what I did when I got rid of the business policy when Ground Advantage came out. So that doesn't exist anymore. It is nowhere in my business policies. I cannot bulk change it if it's not there. So I'm having to go through all of my older listings. Thankfully, any of my listings that are in custom SKU 85 or higher have been changed because those are newer listings, but anything in custom SKU less than 85 or not skewed, I need to go and look at, which is a lot. Upside, I'm going back through and looking at things, changing things, changing the price, changing the description of older listings, so that is nice. Downside, I'm having to go one at a time through all of this. I am not going to make all of them into this series, but I quite frankly needed ideas for videos, so I am going through and changing these. Again, I don't know what happened. I don't know if eBay was like, hey, let's figure this out, and this should be fun. Let's make her go back through everything. But that happened. My husband and I are trying to get more serious about our eBay store. We've had some financial curveballs thrown at us in the past month or so. So it would be nice to bring in slightly more money from this. My schedule's all wonky coming up, so I'm going to have more time on my hands to work on this. We're trying to list 5 items a day, which I know does not sound like a lot to people, but it is a lot for us. Those 5 items, we have only been able to do it for a week, but we have been consistent for a week, and kudos to him. He's done most of it. I think I've listed this week 3 or 4 items where he's listed the rest. They are long tail items. They are not immediately sold items, but listing anything and being active in your store does bring people to your store. So hopefully that will help. But it doesn't help that I'm going to be leaving again for another week and a day at camp, and he will also be gone at camp. So we're not going to have a lot of people around to list things. But upside, I'm shipping out 3 items today, and one of them is a newer listed item that is long tail but ended up selling anyway. I don't know if I have any videos about it, and I don't know if I talked about it in any videos. We had one of our largest sourcing things. We normally source from the Goodwill outlet, thrift stores, and estate sales. And a lot of times we do the estate sales online. One of our local auctioneers does his estate sales online, which kudos to him. It brings in way more money and less effort on his part. He is getting older, so completely understandable. And we benefit from it a lot because we can't, with having kids and jobs and everything, we can't kill an entire day at an auction, at an estate sale, waiting for these items to go up. Because the items, honestly, the items we would want would go last. They would not go first. So, and one of our local auction houses disbanded, sold, closed, so we lost that. But at an estate sale, I was going to say recently, but it was probably back in April. There was an online estate sale. This guy obviously was a mechanic of some sort. He had all of these old mechanic manuals, like the electrical work for a 1972 Chevy pickup, these huge electrical manuals. And they sell, ranging from $9 to $200. We bought so many of them, and we spent $288 total at that auction, which is exceptionally high for us, especially if we're not buying something specific for ourselves. We did spend more at an auction once, but we bought a riding lawnmower for ourselves. Got an amazing deal on it. We got a riding lawnmower for like $200. But that was the exception. So to spend $288 on almost exclusively inventory was incredibly high for us, incredibly scary. We have just started listing the books this past week, and in this past week we have sold 2 of them. Granted, they were 2 of the lower items, so around $20. Still, that's $40 off that $288, so we just make $248 more. There are books that when sell are going to make it up for us. We calculated when we were buying them, because it is an online auction, it goes for an entire week, it gives you time to look things up. We calculated close to $2,000 in sales from these books, but they are incredibly niche and are going to be long-tailed, and shipping them is going to be insane. Absolutely insane. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you for listening and watching. Please like and subscribe, and have a productive day.